Before the zombies came, before Las Vegas turned into a graveyard, there was a man who was not a soldier nor a killer, but someone with a gift. Sebastian, who had a gift for listening, for understanding stories told in metal and silence. Sebastian is a German bank teller bearing insults for minimum wage. He's also a YouTuber who talks about Hans Wagner, the mad genius behind 4 mythic safes: Rheingold, Valkyra, Siegfried, and the ghost safe Götterdämmerung. Each is a steel sonnet designed to erase its treasures if forced. Wagner sealed himself in the 4th safe at the bottom of the ocean. Despite his efforts on YouTube, his channel was a graveyard, until one comment dared him. The comment asked Sebastian to show up in person. That night, Sebastian stepped into a den of safe-cracking experts. 4 spots were up for grabs. He fumbled, sweated, and barely clawed his way in. But finally, he reached the 4th position. Then came the finals. Neo versus Sebastian. 3 minutes, 1 vault. Neo attacked the lock like a battering ram. But Sebastian, on the other hand, he closed his eyes, ran his fingers over the metal like it was whispering secrets. There were only 30 seconds left, and the viewers heard a click. The door swung open. Neo tried to attack Sebastian, but the bouncers tackled Neo, and in the chaos, Sebastian locked eyes with Gwendolyn. Her stare was like a lightning strike. The next morning, while Sebastian was at the coffee shop, Gwendolyn appeared out of nowhere. Out of shock, Sebastian spilled his drink. "I'm your first viewer," she said. "Also, I stole this watch off your nightstand last Tuesday." While both of them were talking, the news showed that America was burning from a zombie outbreak, and billionaire Bly Tanaka planned to decommission the 3 Wagner safes in 96 hours. Gwendolyn didn't seek out Sebastian because she liked him. She needed a skilled safecracker to help steal the fortune locked inside the 3 legendary safes, making headlines. She pressed an address into his palm, and she left the store. Sebastian didn't hesitate, and the next day, he was at the place Gwendolyn had written down. Gwendolyn's crew was pure chaos. Karina was a hacker who could blind satellites. Rolf was a getaway driver who outran regrets. And Brad Cage, a Nicolas Cage impersonator with biceps and a bottomless ego. The mission was easy. Crack the Rheingold in Paris, Valkyrie in Prague, Siegfried in St. Moritz. Safes with billions of combinations. Sebastian was terrified, but he still decided to go for it. The heist was set, and the crew headed off to Paris. During the heist, Sebastian slipped away to the bathroom, just as planned. Gwendolyn moved through the halls with ease, lifting a guard's key with a flick of her hand. Meanwhile, Karina worked her magic, tapping into the building's camera system to keep eyes off them, and she helped to distract the front desk employees. Inside the vault room, the Rheingold stood like a sleeping giant. Sebastian approached slowly, his fingers gently tracing its cold metal surface. He started to talk about Wagner's legends, like just saying them might open the safe. He was lost in the myth, so lost that he forgot what brought him there in the first place. Behind him, Gwendolyn urged him to hurry, but he stayed focused, listening for the subtle clicks and tension. Then, finally, the safe gave in. The locks sang. The door opened, revealing treasure beyond imagination. In that charged moment, Sebastian leaned in, maybe to kiss her, but both of them hesitated after a minute. There was no time to waste. They made their escape, just as Interpol's Delacroix and his team stormed the building. Between the chaos of heists, there were moments of calm. Over beer pong and quiet nights, bonds began to form. Brad boasted loudly and often, while Gwendolyn finally admitted to Sebastian that she and Brad were together. "It's complicated," she said, her voice carrying more regret than romance. Later, in her room, she opened up. Stories of stolen diamonds, lost time, and unfinished dreams spilled out. Sebastian listened, then shared his truth. He wished he had a bold name, something legendary like Ludwig Dieter. They talked late into the night, and the distance between them was shrinking. But someone else was watching. Brad, hidden in the hallway with his jealousy simmering just beneath the surface. Then came the Prague heist. The plan was flawless until Interpol showed up. Sebastian, disguised as an accountant, slipped inside until one wrong turn triggered the alarms. It was a huge chaos. Thankfully, Gwendolyn took down guards with smooth precision. While Sebastian made his way to the vault. And there it was, the Valkyrie. One misstep, and it would seal forever. His hands trembled, sweat tracing down his brow. And then, click. The vault opened, revealing its treasures. Gwendolyn smiled. For a moment, they almost kissed, but Karina's voice snapped them back. "Cops hit the wrong bank. Move." The Interpol went to the wrong bank because that particular Wagner had been moved from its original location. The safe was traded to a more prestigious branch. During the escape, Brad made his move, pushing Sebastian out of the getaway van mid-flight. Sebastian was stunned, but there was no time to process any of it. He jumped on a nearby bike, weaving through Prague's winding streets like a man with nothing left to lose. With one final burst of adrenaline, he leapt onto a moving train and vanished. Back in the van, tensions exploded. Gwendolyn was furious. Karina revealed the truth. Brad had planned to ditch Sebastian after the next job all along. Gwendolyn and Karina cut ties with Brad, leaving him behind with nothing but his wounded pride and an empty "I love you" hanging in the air. The girls find Sebastian at home. Gwendolyn set it straight. "You're the only one who can open the Siegfried." Sebastian agrees to rejoin the team, but now without Brad and Rolf. The new team leaves for St. Moritz, where they face the final challenge, the Siegfried, stashed inside a casino and scheduled for transfer. Karina fed Interpol false intel, leading them to a dead-end raid. Sebastian and Gwendolyn, dressed as guards, had hijacked the armored truck carrying the real safe 8 hours earlier, before the Interpol arrived at the casino. A courtesy of Karina, who had sent an encrypted false message, which the Interpol had intercepted. On a quiet mountain road, with Wagner's music humming in his mind, Sebastian gently worked the last handle, listening for its secrets. Click. The Siegfried opened. But the moment was stolen. Brad ambushed them, having tracked Gwendolyn's phone. He aimed to take everything. Gwendolyn, always a step ahead, had already disarmed him. Gwendolyn and Sebastian left them tied in the truck. Police arrived soon after, arresting both Brad and Rolf. In the stillness that followed, Sebastian turned to Gwendolyn. "I love you," he said, breathless. Her kiss answered everything, equal parts promise and goodbye. Their final run led to a boat, their freedom within reach, but Delacroix was there, waiting. Karina had been caught by the Interpol, and she sold them out in exchange for her family's safety. But Gwendolyn made a choice. She bargained her freedom for Sebastian's without even hesitating. On deck, Sebastian found a passport tucked into his coat. It bore a new name, Ludwig Dieter. Alongside it was a plane ticket, and her final words were, "I'll find you for the Gotterdammerung." Months later, in a quiet corner of California, Ludwig Dieter ran a locksmith shop. It seemed like the end of the story, until a couple walked in and laid a blueprint on the counter. And its name was Götterdämmerung. His face lit up with a knowing smile, the kind you wear when you realize the next big adventure has already begun. Will Gwendolyn join? This is The Army of Thieves, a 2021 comedy action film about an ordinary man who is pulled into a world of high-stakes heists. And hey, don't forget to hit subscribe and check out our earlier videos. They're just as exciting as this one.